Now it's setting up. All right, welcome to the Y6 District Court. Court is in session. This is cause number 2019 CR 13617, State of Texas versus Omaria McElveen. We are here today for a plea. We are conducting this hearing via video conference using the Zoom application. We're also using YouTube to live stream the proceedings to keep the hearing public. Time now is 2:39 p.m. on the 28th day of July 2021. These proceedings are official, they're on the record, and they're being recorded by the official court reporter. Counsel and all present are instructed to act as though you were in court, and all are instructed not to record the proceedings. And if I could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the state of Texas, please.
Travis Banks for the state of Texas.
Leslie Herbst for Ms. McElveen.
And ma'am, are you the same Omaria, if I pronounce that properly, McElveen, if I pronounce that properly, charged by indictment with theft between $2,500 and $30,000? Is that you, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And state, are we proceeding on both counts?
No, Your Honor, this state is only proceeding on count 1 and waiving count 2.
All right, thank you. Now I'm going to use a function of Zoom called share screen. I'm going to show you the indictment in your case. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do we waive reading of the indictment?
We waive, Your Honor.
I'm going to get out of share screen. I'll note that there is a discovery acknowledgement that's been signed and dated by both sides. I'm doing the same. I make it a part of the record. Also note that there is an application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. I'll make that a part of the record as well. Ma'am, I'm going to go back into share screen. I'm going to show you a document. It's called the defendant's consent to plead by video conference. Scroll down. There's an electronic signature. I'm using my cursor to circle around. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
By signing this, you're telling me two things. One, you understand that normally pleas like this are done live and in an open court, but that you are consenting to do the plea by video conference. Did you understand that when you sign this?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, your electronic signature on this document, as well as all of your other electronic signatures in the plea packet before me today, you're telling me that those are valid as if you personally signed them. Did you understand that when you signed this document?
Yes, sir.
I approve the consent. I make it a part of the record. We're still in share screen. I'm now showing you a document called the court's admonishments. I'll scroll through because it's several pages. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Bottom of page 4 is electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get out of share screen. By signing the court's admonishments, you are telling me that you understand the court's admonishments and you understand the rights are contained within it. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that you want to give up those rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
The rights you're giving up is you have the right to a trial by jury. You have a right to confront the witnesses against you. You also have the right to remain silent, which includes the right not to incriminate yourself and not plead today. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
By signing this, you're also telling me you understand the consequences of a plea and the sentencing range for the offense, which is anywhere from 180 days to 2 years in the state jail and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
You've applied for deferred adjudication, ma'am, and there are risks and benefits associated with it. The benefits are, as if it's granted, then you will not be found guilty of the offense, and instead you'll be placed on community supervision, which if you're successful at that, the case is dismissed. The risks are, if you're not successful, you could be revoked. And if you are revoked, then you would be found guilty of the offense on that day, and you're subject to the full sentencing range I just announced. Did you understand that before you applied for deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir.
And do you still wish to apply?
Yes, sir.
I approve the waivers that are contained within the court's admonishments and make them a part of the record. Ma'am, going back into share screen, I'm going to show you the plea bargain in this case. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
There's electronic signature to the left. I'm using my cursor to circle around. There's another one to the right. I'm using my cursor to circle around. Are these your two signatures?
Yes, sir.
This document, this details for me your agreement with the state as far as punishment is concerned, and I will let you know if I'm going to follow this prior to the entry of your plea. Fines checked, Didn't say how much, but I guess that leaves it open. I'll just impose, we do a standard $1,500 fine. State is recommending
Agreement was $250.
250.
$250 was.
All right. It's not on here, but I can do that too.
Yeah, sorry about that, Your Honor.
That's okay. I can do 250. All right. Right. State's recommending deferred adjudication, but you're going to pay restitution to the Hertz Rental Corporation of $2,532. Your signature here on the left waives your appeal outside of the agreement that the recommendations already be placed on deferred adjudication for 2 years and that you take an anti-theft course. Is that your understanding of the agreement, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, is that your understanding as well?
Your Honor.
I couldn't hear you, sorry.
Yes, sir. It's our understanding.
All right, thank you. I'm going to get out of share screen. Ma'am, I'm not bound by a plea bargain. I do not have to follow this. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If I do follow a plea bargain, then you lose your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that's true unless I grant you permission to appeal or unless certain motions are filed and ruled upon. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, any such rulings in this case?
No, Your Honor.
If I do not follow the plea bargain, I'll allow you to withdraw the plea and we'll proceed to trials if this hearing never occurred. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'll note again, one of your signatures on the plea bargain waives your appeal. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
If not, then a plea of guilty, no contest to the offense with serious adverse effects on your immigration status. And I'll note that you certified in the court's admonishments that you are an American citizen. Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against her?
I believe she does, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's been able to assist you in the defense?
She has.
Do you believe she's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
I believe she's mentally competent.
Ma'am, to the offense listed at count 1 of your indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
You understand? You can still be found guilty under a no contest plea?
Yes, sir.
Other than the plea bargain, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No, sir.
Did anyone force you or coerce you to plead today?
No, sir.
After going over this case with your attorney, do you believe that pleading here today is in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Does the state have anything to offer to support the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
We have no objections, Your Honor.
It's admitted. I reviewed State's Exhibit 1 and attachments prior to getting on the record, and I find that it is sufficient to support the plea. Ma'am, I find that your plea was freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, that there was sufficient evidence to support the plea, and that you're mentally competent to enter into such a plea. Mr. Herbst, is there any objections to waiving the pre-sentence investigation report?
We have no objection to waiving the PSI report.
Is there any legal reason as to why your client cannot be sentenced today?
No, sir.
Being no legal reason, in accordance with the agreement with the state, ma'am, I'm going to defer any finding of guilt at this time and place you on community supervision for a period of 2 years. There's a $250 fine. You'll pay restitution to the Hertz Rental Corporation in the amount of $2,532. I'm going to order an anti-theft case, or rather anti-theft course, I should say. I'd like to have a TAP evaluation as well. Follow recommendations. I'll give you 100 community service hours. Ma'am, this is a plea bargain case. I followed the plea bargain, so you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You do not have the right to appeal. I'm also noting you waived your appeal in the plea bargain agreement. I'm making a certification of this for the record. I'll provide a copy of the certification to your attorney to provide to you. Is there anything else? Ma'am, in a minute here, we're going to conclude the hearing, but when we do, you need to stay on Zoom because we're going to have you meet with our probation officer. Is there anything else from either side in regards to the plea or the sentencing?
Nothing from the state.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
This matter is now concluded.